Give it to me now.
And we're live mostly.
Live mostly. Okay.
That very much describes us today.
Hello, Moonlighters. We are going to have a somewhat short episode today. But we are here with Cara Curley, and she is going to be painting up Zephyr, our air nymph from last month's release.
Ooh, fancy.
Look at those blues.
Yeah, I went more blue than gray, and I've been regretting it, but that just be how it do sometimes.
Why regret the blue?
I don't know. It doesn't feel quite as watery as Alethea, but I don't know. Like, I was looking at your reference art, and I was like, I kind of like that better. I'm not sure, but we're just gonna keep going down this path and maybe add in a little gray to the midtones or the shadows later. We'll see what happens. We'll play around with it.
Alrighty.
It definitely looks bluer on my
It looks really blue from here, but I can only see like a thumbnail size picture.
Yeah, it's like I'm looking at the screen and it looks blue baba dee baba die, where it's not quite
not quite that bad in person.
There we go.
Yeah. And you're sculpting something neato.
I'm sculpting a blade dancer, a blade singer. What are they called? We gotta figure that out. Is it a blade dancer or a blade singer?
Yes.
She's a wood elf.
Well,
She's a wood elf.
And then also zoom in on Cara's now that I got stuff working.
Okay. Yeah, if you spin her around, she's a tiny dancer.
Hold her closer.
And then here is what Cara's got going on.
Bye, Kobe.
This is hey, see you later, kiddo. This is a model from your set this month, right? Oh, there it goes. Now it's in focus.
Last month, but yes.
Yeah, last month. Thanks. All right. Let's make some cool stuff.
Do it.
We're doing it. Indeed. So how are you guys doing today?
Good. I had a triber meeting with Noob Painter earlier today. So those are always fun. He's working on like a really cool Rebercon diorama.
Valandar says, let's start the day right. Do it. D-E-W.
Oh my gosh.
In his insidious voice. And you have 10 jump squats to do. Cara already got up. Like, she already knew.
She's like, I knew it.
She's like, oh, here we go. You get to see our children dining today in the background.
My neighbors probably hate the jump squats. I have neighbors downstairs.
As you can see, all Christie's. Oh, wow, that is quiet. Wow, what happened there? Can you hear me okay, Cara?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, like I was saying, as you can see in the background there, all of Christie's paints are packed up, getting ready for the move.
No more beautiful wall of color.
That's coming up real soon for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Wowza. You guys excited?
Yes.
Yes.
There was
Christy
some
left, though.
hesitation there.
So,
There's a lot to do.
Christy, I'm noticing a different shape to this boot than you've been doing. I like it quite a bit. You want to talk about it some? Also, Valfira did dancing psychedelic rainbow gumdrops emoji 3 times.
Well, psychedelic rainbow gumdrop emoji to you too.
Yeah.
Dancing psychedelic
Oh, I'm
rainbow
sorry.
gumdrop.
Psychedelic rainbow gumdrops. Different shape to my boot.
Yeah, the calves. Like we did
Oh,
quite a bit
okay.
of
Well,
looking around, and we came to some conclusions about female anatomy for lower legs. And
yeah. So Kyle recently got me a Boris Vallejo photography book. For those of you unfamiliar, Boris Vallejo was one of the biggest fantasy artist names for a long time. Him and his wife Julie Bell, and they were particularly known for their human bodies and muscular heroes.
primarily female.
Yeah. Um, Julie, his wife, was a bodybuilder.
Is
Is a bodybuilder. He was also a bodybuilder.
Yep.
And of course, most of his models were also bodybuilders. So this book was his reference book, basically, of models he had photographed for different paintings that he had worked on. And it was really, really cool to look at. He has just
Valkyria says, "Watch it, girl. I've been saving up my points."
oh no. He has a fascination with just the human form and the way that musculature moves and looks. And I think that's really apparent in the way that he photographs his models. He uses very extreme, kind of dramatic lighting to give the musculature a lot of contrast so you can really see like how the forms flow and where the planes shift
Yeah.
in the body. It was really beautiful, and so we poured over that for a good afternoon the other day, just going over different things that we noticed about the body, different variations for the different models, and like things we noticed. But one of the things that we noticed was I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
One of the things that we noticed was this sort of flow to the straight leg. That when straight, like when it's the weight bearing straight leg, it has this kind of shelf underneath the knee where it like flows out for the thigh and then comes to the knee and then like scoops in and back out. Which he kind of over exaggerates in some of his paintings, but no more than we would need to over exaggerate for a mini. So I found that really cool and interesting and something I wanted to incorporate into a sculpt. So this is an example of that.
I think she's neat.
Yeah. Valandar redeemed hydrate.
Oh, well,
Woo!
Hang on.
I have
no,
tea.
No. That does not count. You can drink the tea, but you're going to drink water too. Valandar says, let's not go straight to the adult beverages yet.
No.
He doesn't know what else he's going to redeem until then, but not yet.
Pork.
One of the interesting things I caught out of the book, sorry, my mic was drifting. was what was I going to say? Oh, that several of Boris Vallejo's pieces that I had always assumed were just uh, badly painted, laid out, whatever, like poor anatomy. Turns out we're not. No, these models were just holding themselves in really, really awkward poses in some cases that aren't awkward for bodybuilders, but would be awkward for any normal person, which I thought was very interesting. Like,
Yeah, the way that they have to hold themselves for competition and stuff is to show off the musculature, but it's not necessarily like flattering as a pose or natural in any way. Um, you cannot get the dessert by yourself, and your face is covered in dinner. Go finish your chores, and then we'll talk about dessert.
yeah, for sure, chores before dessert, little girl.
Life in the Van Patten household.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you been up to this week, Kara? What's new on your side of the pond?
Absolutely nothing. I haven't even been painting lately, so this was my get up to paint um, urge. I and people have been asking on the Vevictus Discord about the Bahir, and I'm like, yep, that'll come eventually.
It'll happen when I get to it.
Yeah, work kind of got a little busier this week, and I've been dealing with weird insurance things, and
Oh, yeah, with the house. How's that
yeah.
going?
Um, so interesting topic for Twitch viewers. Insurance. Yeah, when you live
Oof.
in a condo, things get complicated because the HOA might own a master policy over your actual insurance, and when something terrible happens, or even something moderately mediocre, your insurance can refuse to help, and so does the HOA. So
So you
I
need a lawyer.
so I need a lawyer. So that'll be I'm still looking at lawyers, but I did send them a preliminary note going, "Hey guys, if you don't help, court might happen." And that's why I haven't been painting minis.
I mean, that's super stressful, so understandable. I'm sorry you're going through that.
Oh, it's all good. So anyway, that was super interesting insurance talk for Twitch. Um, and then tomorrow we're going to a different. You remember that breakfast place we went to up in Denton for
Yeah.
Yeah,
ReaperCon?
yeah.
There's one out in a city called Grapevine, so we're going to there tomorrow, and then going to see Suzume, which is I think by the people who did Your Name, that really cool anime movie.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I have not heard of this.
Oh, I should give you the DVD or let you borrow it at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your Name is a really cute movie and just really well done.
Well, I'm always down for
So
good anime movies.
yeah, it may
We
be on
actually,
some of the streaming services.
I'll look for it. We watched a movie last night. What was that?
Oh,
About Asperger's.
yeah, what's her name? Um,
Till
hi,
Tin.
I can picture her
Tilda
saying it,
Swinton?
but what's that?
Tilda Swinton?
No,
No, there's
Oh, you were saying Tilda.
I'll think of it.
I know. I was talking to my mom about it earlier today.
Uh, Temple Grandin.
Temple Grandin. Yeah. But she has Asperger's, and then she she got her bachelor's, her master's, and
Doctorate.
then her doctorate on animal husbandry. And she is basically responsible for revolutionizing how we deal with cattle and livestock
Oh,
in a much more humane way than we were doing before.
Humane and productive.
And yeah, more efficient.
yeah, because you can't convince industry to change just because it's humane, unfortunately.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately. Especially as a woman in the time when that was not really beneficial for you.
I mean, some would say in some industries it's still not.
It's still not. That's fair. That's fair.
I had a CEO who happened to be a woman, and she walked into this big meeting at a prospective client that was going to basically revolutionize the business if they won them. And of course, she walks into a room full of old dudes and they look at her and go, "So are you fetching us coffee?"
Oh.
Yikes.
She's like, I'm the CEO of this other company, man. Like, what are you?
Like, well, you know what? I'm not doing business with you.
And then there was there was an awards ceremony she was at where some sales Joe Schmo was flirting with her and says something along the lines of, "Are you here for your husband's work?" And she was like, "No, I'm up for an award here. I won the award."
See, I would have played along with that. I'd have been like, yeah, I'm such a supportive spouse. And then let him realize what had happened when I went up to claim the
Later.
award. Right.
Like, you were a jackass. How do you feel now? Can you say that on Twitch? I just did. Sue me.
And then you got to lead that into a little bit with your acceptance speech. There's some holdovers
There's some
from the
jackbutt out
previous
there
era.
who
Yeah, that are just out of touch. And they'd think a woman would be here for their spouse. But we're in a new era, and thank you very much for recognizing my accomplishments. Blah 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 blah.
Peace.
Valandar says we need points where Kyle does exercises just because he tends to tease the others when they get redeemed. Nope.
Agreed.
I am off camera. Mwahaha.
But you still could have integrity and do the exercises.
I could. Yeah, I could.
That's a possible
That
thing,
is-
just not a very probable.
That's a thing that could happen. Yes. That I am physically capable of doing.
Anyway, the movie was based off of like a real woman, and was it seems like a really boring premise for a movie, but it was actually really entertaining and gave a really good glimpse into the perspective of people with Asperger's and how they are forced to navigate the world.
Not that anyone on this stream would know anything about that.
No, not at all. Whenever we watch or consume something like that, I do try to ask Christy, so is there anything out of that that seemed incorrect or anything that was an epiphany moment where you're like, oh, but you only had like one small one from that one.
It was that it made me realize the assumptions that you come to that seem completely illogical to me. There's like a scene in the movie where she's staying with someone else and she asks how she knows that this is her room, and they think it's kind of ridiculous, but she was just like, okay, well, I'll just write this sign that says, Tilda's room, and like puts it on the door. Well, the door, like the sign falls off because it's just like scotch tape and it just flies off the door at one point. and she comes in and sees it on the floor and just has like a freaking meltdown and is just flooded with all these, like, they don't want me, they're kicking me out, I have no place, this isn't, like, I'm not welcome here.
It is interesting to me that you caught that those were the thoughts she was having, because they don't
They don't
explain that in any
explicitly
way.
say
Right.
it, but
Yeah.
it's pretty clear that she's just having kind of like an identity crisis there. But yeah, and I was like, I follow her logic train of why she felt that way, but just being in that house, I would have no idea why this meltdown happened
Right.
or like how to deal with it. I would just be like, what in the world? Why are you freaking out?
We had a similar situation back in college where I had a roommate who was functional, but definitely on the Asperger's spectrum. She had been homeschooled for most of her life, so she really just didn't know how to socially react or respond to people.
Mm.
And one of my roommates just got the idea in her head to just shave her head one day. It just free spirit shaved her head, and my um, other roommate just had a complete and utter meltdown over it. She just started freaking out and screaming, and apparently she had a fear of bald people that she just
Oh.
didn't know how to relay. And like, to us it seemed completely irrational, but
To her, it made sense.
To her, it made sense, and it was very real to her. So, it just kind of took us by. There were a lot of moments that just kind of took us by surprise because we couldn't follow the logic,
Right,
just
yeah.
because she wasn't used to communicating the logic.
That's interesting. It is one of the topics they cover in that movie, which is she relates how people that are a large section of people that are on the spectrum are similar to animals in that they think very visually. And at one point, she's talking about how, not in the movie actually, but in one of her TED Talks, she's talking about how, yeah, this farmer, like, you'll see one cow that has a fear of a farmer on a horse, not of the farmer walking around, but as soon as he's on a horse, the cow is terrified. If the farmer's wearing a black hat, the cow is terrified, or horse, or whatever. And if the farmer's wearing a white house, it's not scared anymore because it's just a visual association. Farmer with a white hat or black hat did something that scared the animal or injured the animal, and now it's afraid of that image.
Mm-hmm.
And the image just provokes fear. And it doesn't know what's going to happen. It doesn't know that it's going to get beaten or whipped or anything. It just knows something not good is associated with that memory. They don't think, what happened in that memory. They just know bad emotion associated with image of man in black hat. Balandar says, so there's an anime that has started recently that seems like a cross between an old 3.5 D&D meme and Harry Potter. It's about an absurdly physically strong guy in a magical academy using muscles instead of magic to do everything needed. Behold,
I
the
cast
Muscle Wizard.
Fist.
Yeah.
That sounds funny.
Muscle Wizard.
Muscle Wizard.
You got to take like the Bigby's interposing hand, where you just literally reach out and grab the guy's head that's trying to attack you, like a small child, and they're trying to reach and swing at you, but they can't reach, right?
I saw a cat video like that the other day. It was just like one cat holding this other cat by the head, and the other cat was like trying to bat at it. It's the funniest thing.
Oh, was it the very large cat and one that couldn't quite?
Yeah, it was like a little kitten.
Balandar says, swings a pan. Cast iron.
Frying pans. Who knew?
Right. He says it's called a mashal.
A mashal.
What is called a mashal?
The anime.
Anime.
Oh, okay. Mashal. That's a weird name.
Kirk. Colby, Kirk, Kyle.
One of you guys.
One of
anyway.
you guys with the faces. Kyle was like, is that a certain kind of frying pan I don't know about?
Right. Valandar says magic muscle. They made a movie about that, didn't they?
Are you asking me? I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Magic Mike.
Oh, Magic Mike.
It's a movie about magical muscles, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't
Valandar says his name isn't Mike. Now who's the literal one?
don't ruin it. I told him it was about anatomy.
It's the same reason we go to your old work, right? To study anatomy.
Study anatomy, yeah.
I thought you worked in Alaska.
No, I worked in San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
I'm loving this pose for the blade dancer. It's gonna be so cool.
She's
I'm
hot
freaking
stuff.
I'm freaking loving these boots. These are the coolest boots I think I've ever made.
They are pretty cool boots. They're pretty cool. Maybe your coolest boots ever.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's going to be the one time that I'll be really pleased that I'm printing with the bases on.
Yeah. I'm gonna put like a fabric from that's gonna be like flowing and it'll make a second point of contact to the base, but still probably a good idea to have a base for this one.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, the foot won't be the primary form of contact for this model. It'll be the cloth from her other hand, or spell effect, because a spell effect could be cool too. Like an ice spell effect or something going. I hadn't thought about that till now. But I think I like the cloth better. It emphasizes that she's more about the melee.
Yeah.
Plus, if you add a spell effect, it kind of pigeonholes it a little bit to a specific character. And it turns into something, well, I would use this one, but she doesn't really use that kind of magic or whatever.
Yeah. So this is Muriel, and she is a twin wood elf. Her sister is a barbarian. So they're quite opposites.
Valandar, is it Blade Dancer or Blade Singer? The wizard
Yes, answer
subclass.
this question for us, because I keep saying both, and that's incorrect.
Patra says he. He said pigeonholed.
Sorry about that. We're like in peak rush hour traffic outside, so.
Why does this keep turning back down? Stupid thing. Valandar says Blade Singer is D&D. Elven Warrior Mage is a war dancer in Warhammer Fantasy, and it's a wood elf acrobat dual wielding warrior. Yeah, I think you could use it for either of those.
So how'd you come up with wood elves?
Kyle.
Well, okay, so our model range is current. So about 3 months ago, we were looking through Christie's models and we realized we have a very poor selection of actually human or near human female models, which seems
Mhm.
really odd, right, for Christie's work.
Yes.
So we realized that there was a disproportionate number of male human or near humans to the tune of like 12 to 2.
So she was overcompensating.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we needed those. We need the human female characters. And she's like, well, I don't really want to do just human female characters. Everybody has them. Reaper has hundreds of them. Everybody has hundreds of them. I want to do something different than what everybody else has. And I countered with, that was all well and good 2 years ago. But you've progressed to the point that your work is better than stuff anybody was doing 5 years ago. Right? Like, you could debate whose is better now, right? Like, but you're in the same league now as the people pushing the envelope. There's nobody that's just like, yeah, they're a way better sculptor than you for human females. And to the extreme that there are very few people I would put in that same category. And that's a major accomplishment. It's huge. And you don't need to hide behind anthros anymore to to have a market space. Uh, she's still stuck with it. She's like, there's great female models. There's nothing new. It's like, yep, but you have developed very intentionally over the last several years the ability to put soul and character into a sculpt and a personality and convey that and emotion into female models, which is largely non-existent, right? When she started, everybody told her, do not put emotions on female faces. You can't do it.
They
They
are
will just
just
look.
breasts. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. You give them big boobs, you give them a big butt, and that's how people know it's a chick. Don't give them an expression, or they'll look like a dude, or they will look horrifying. And Christy was like, no, fuck that. I'm going to figure out how to do expressions. And they were horrifying, or they looked like dudes. So she did anthros for a while. But after time, you conquered that. And now it's the opportunity to show that off. So we did our 6 humans for this month, and now we're going to do 6 elf females 5 elf females and a pet for next month, just so that we have a more balanced line. And then we're going to go back into sets for adventures, and we got a really cool idea for the month after next. It's going to be fucking awesome. Dragon Eye Miniatures says hi all. Hey, Heather.
Hey, Heather.
Hey.
How are you today?
We are sticking with Valoria for a bit because the Wood Elves live in the same place and not like in Valoria City, but on the
Right.
same island. And then and for our adventure, we're gonna do an adventure set in Valoria.
Yeah, that's the plan anyway.
And then after that, we'll take you someplace new.
Ooh, where are we taking them? Is it to the mall?
Is it the desert?
It's the
Oh,
desert. Yes.
how did you know that?
Because I was already posting about it on
Oh,
Discord
you
like
already gave it
last
away.
last month when I was planning on doing it for this month's release.
I am just Christine Van Patten's biggest fan. I follow all of her work.
Heather says it's Friday. What's not to like? And
Yeah, yeah.
That's
yeah,
fair.
Valandar says I've done 3 humans, a dwarf, a massive undead knight in the past couple weeks. Put them in finished miniatures on Discord. Ooh, we'll have to check
Oh,
those
cool.
out. That's a lot to get done in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Rubigon says the mermaids were a great example of expressive female sculpts.
Rubigon!
Rubigon!
Hey,
Jinx.
bud. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream.
How are things literally on the other side of the pond?
Right. Phalandar says he corrects himself. Only 2 humans, 1 is an elf.
Ah. Can't see.
Valandar has redeemed 1 minute plank.
I hate you.
Ah! Okay.
So let me finish these strokes, bro.
That's what she said.
Oh my god.
Why? Why would you do that to Kara?
I was the
I
one
didn't do
saying
it.
tie me to a bed, so.
There's that. Valandar also redeemed late night hydrate, so at least there's a reward
So we'll
after
plank
the
first.
Yeah.
Plank and then we'll drink. Oh, but we already have a free Valandar late night hydrate because he redeemed one the other day that we didn't get to do.
Yes,
because we
but he
weren't
hasn't
drinking.
claimed it, so you're gonna have to wait for him to tell you can go. Hack/Minis also redeemed a late night hard hydrate, and
I
Heather
need to
says,
actually get a late night
and it
hydrate.
starts. Yes, and so it begins.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have one set up either, but I gotta do that. Okay, I got the knee plate in place, so we're good. We can.
Do you mind if I
do
do
our
a wall
plank.
sit so you guys can actually see it?
Sure. Have at it.
You can stare at Muriel's pretty face.
Hack/Mini
tell me when
says,
the
drink
timer
up,
starts.
savages.
Okay,
Hey,
hang
Hack.
on.
Clute, right? Yeah. Rubigon says, I've surfaced. Work's been crazy. Traveled for half of April. Weather here is gorgeous.
Then I need to figure out what I'm losing.
Are you timing this, Christy?
I thought
Okay.
you were timing this.
Christy says, yeah.
Okay.
Rubigon says, I'm going to do a couch sit in solidarity. I'm with you, Rubigon. I'm with you.
Are you allowed to flip people off on Twitch?
Yes, you are.
Are we good?
No, I'm pretty sure you can do that, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna get some booze.
Juniper, please don't carry that many of those next time, okay? I will make the drinks. You return to work. Get to work. Okay. Heather says she already did her workout today, so you can stuff it.
I did too, man.
That's true, you did. I mean, you do your workout every day. Now, the point of the workouts, right, is that it's really unhealthy to sit for prolonged periods of time. So getting up and doing anything for a minute is very healthy. Like right now, I'm going to get up and make some alcohol. And then I will do curls of my drink. Does that count?
No.
I don't think so.
Are you sure? I feel like it should.
Read the sign, kiddo.
Let's see what we've got in.
Oh no, I can hear you. Oh, never mind.
Well, Kyle is describing in great detail.
His stuff.
Slytherins tricked you. I did. Said that. Next time, listen to your mom.
Okay, who's Slytherin in your household?
No one. No one in our house is Slytherin. I'm Ravenclaw. Alicia's Gryffindor. Kyle is. Oh no, Colby is Slytherin. Colby is Slytherin. Yeah.
He's ambitious.
No. But lacks empathy. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I think it's about ambition and power is what Slytherin's all about. So there's moments in my life where I could have towed the line between Slytherin and Ravenclaw, but firmly landed on Ravenclaw.
Yeah. That's because you're my soul sister.
Hey, soul sister.
I forgot you were still muted.
But yeah, so anytime I go shopping for well, I don't usually go shopping for Harry Potter stuff because I don't buy things like that, but for Halloween and for Christmas one year we decorated our office like a Hogwarts Christmas
I
and you
wanted
could
to do
find
that.
Slytherin things. Huh?
Ah,
I wanted to do that last year. I wanted to do a Hogwarts Christmas, but then I also didn't want to buy a whole bunch of new stuff.
It was pretty baller. I'll see if I can find pics to show you at some point, but they had Gryffindor stuff, they had a whole ton of Hufflepuff stuff, and they had Slytherin stuff, but there's never any Ravenclaw stuff. Apparently, Ravenclaws don't
Ooh.
buy things, is what I was told.
Oh,
And I was like,
well.
yeah, that checks out for me at least, not you.
so the only reason Christy is not a Slytherin is because she retook the test like 7 times and still it stopped
No,
giving her that answer.
absolutely not. I've never once gotten that answer.
Look at that.
I think
Look at
Alicia.
that not innocent smile.
I think Alicia was borderline between Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, but ended up on Gryffindor.
Both of you just took that test, answering the questions in order to get the house that you wanted. You were not answering those questions truthfully.
Nah.
The Pottermore one back in the day was really vague, though. Like, because there's ones that you take and, like, okay, this is clearly the Gryffindor
This is the answer. Right, yeah.
Heather says Ravenclaw, definitely.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Valandar extrapolated extensively on why he's a Gryffindor.
Well, let's hear it.
Basically, that he's taken the test a whole bunch of times, and his Gryffindor percentage is 79%.
79%.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
When I was in high school, everyone was talking about what house they would be, and I wanted to be Gryffindor really bad growing up because I have a thing for cats, and they've got a lion as their emblem. And so
the Griffin.
it's not. It's a lion.
So dumb.
And well, I didn't make the rules, so I was in my high school art class, and I was like, well, guys, I think I'm Gryffindor. And they all turned on me and shouted, Ravenclaw. And I tried doing the same thing in college to the same result. And then at work, I'm like, no, I really like Gryffindor. They're like, oh, shut up. It's your Ravenclaw. And I took the little toy sorting hat we had at the Christmas thing, and I went, whatever this goes with, I'll be that. And I put it on my head, and it went Ravenclaw. And I'm like, fine. And everyone's like, we've been telling you for years.
You're muted.
It's muted. Valandar wants me to clarify that he took multiple tests.
Ah. I have only taken one. Like the one on the Pottermore site. But I was really wanting to play the Harry Potter game when it came
Hogwarts
out.
Legacy.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. I want to be a wizard. But I haven't gotten around to it yet.
I'm going to
And there's
make
a lot of weird
test
baggage.
and publish it and make it so that everybody that gets really extreme Gryffindor gets Slytherin instead.
Well, that's kind of the shtick, isn't it? That like you could be either one because you're ambitious.
Right.
I think that was just for Harry.
But it's also like Slytherin is just kind of Gryffindor, but with less morals. Like the means justify the ends, or the ends justify the means for Slytherin.
Yeah, that's fair.
Valandar says the original Pottermore test was weird. One weirdness was if you chose any kind of cat to be your pet familiar, it was points for Slytherin and nothing else. Like only Slytherins could have cats.
Oh.
That makes sense. They should.
Hermione literally has a cat.
Well, so does, and I mean, Professor what's her name turns into a cat, but
McGonagall.
yeah,
Yeah, but she is Slytherin, isn't she?
no.
No,
she's Gryffindor.
McGonagall just wears green. She's Gryffindor's headmistress.
Okay.
But you're right, she does wear green. I feel like there's a hidden story there. Like maybe she really was.
Yeah, you can't color code your houses and then dress one of
Yeah.
them in green.
Yeah, exactly. So like maybe there's more to that than meets the eye initially.
Okay, wait. Is this my drink?
Yes.
Okay, so how many?
3. Well,
Three.
2. 3
Oh,
if
I need one
Valandar
more.
wants you to drink the third one.
Okay. Valandar.
Valandar
will
said,
leave it
remember,
open.
it's 3 late night hydrates.
3. Okay.
All right then. Valandar says, and with Harry, it was sensing the spoiler Horcrux in Harry's scar that had the hat leaning towards Slytherin. Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
I dated a guy named Harry who had never watched or read any of the books.
Oh my
And
god.
So
You just have to have plausible deniability and just be like, I've never seen it. I don't know.
funny weird or funny haha?
Can you check on those cheese puffs? Because I'm pretty sure that's been a long overdue.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Thank you.
They looked golden brown when I was in here like 5 minutes ago.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's what they're supposed to be.
Now they are blackish brown.
Oh no.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Remember, everyone's counting on you for these cheese buffs.
Damn straight.
No.
Not until you're done with dishes, guys. And I will eat them all if you don't hurry. So better not play around. Better get them dishes done. Hurry, Kirk, hurry, she says.
Like she's not the one dawdling.
Well, he's the one washing today.
Oh.
Valandar says, if I remember correctly, she had a fiance who was Slytherin and died, and she was heartbroken for the rest of her life.
Well, there it is. There's the story.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Valandar, for knowing all manner of trivia.
Eric Jackson says hello. Hey, Eric. How are you
Hey,
today?
Oh,
Eric. There you haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
How you been?
Bye.
I feel bad because I started this one this afternoon, so I did most of the blocking out and everything before stream. So now it's just like the really tedious
I
uh,
like this part. I like watching it come together.
refining
Yeah,
stage.
it's fun.
it's the
So
fancy stage.
Yeah.
there was a poll once in one of the Harry Potter Facebook groups about just which house were you? And it was like very disproportionately Hufflepuff and Gryffindor. Like
Yeah, I've got a
way in the
lot
lead
of
Gryffindor.
Hufflepuff Pride friends.
Yeah, and then like there's less than 10% of either of the of Ravenclaw or Slytherin.
Yeah, I actually went to the Harry Potter Yule Ball with my sister this last December in Houston, which was super fun. Um, but yeah, like they organized at one point you did this like group dance thing and they organized everyone by house and you could definitely see the same results that there was a disproportionate amount of people.
Which I think is fine, but I think it speaks to the fact that most of the people, not everybody, but a disproportionate number of the people that take the test are just trying to get a specific result. Right? They're like,
You don't think that there might be an actual distribution of those personality types?
no, I don't think so. Because I've looked at the personality types that those are supposed to indicate, and the number of people. Wait, no, no. I think if there's a dispersion anomaly, it would be towards Slytherin. Way more people fit that. But it's also possible they're just not
Okay.
being honest with themselves when they're taking the test, right? This might not be an intentional misconstruement. This might just be
Mm-hmm.
People
people not, yeah.
not being self-reflective enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bold. I'm brave.
Yeah.
Like you haven't left your house in 3 days.
That's another reason I'm a Ravenclaw.
What did we say about whispering? She's in
You
there
go to hell if you whisper.
screaming her lungs out about hip hopopotamus. Because Daddy taught her that's how you say hot hippopotamus.
Oh, yeah, what was your on the engagement pictures post? You had said something like, "You guys are not ready for kids." On my
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that was about because it was. Oh, it was the. You put something in your post that was like,
never listen to your parents.
yeah, never listen to your parents, and I was like, I don't think you're ready to have kids.
Well, this is why I got fixed. So yeah. So for context for the Twitch viewers, um, I just had engagement photos done and they looked great. And so on my Facebook post, I put, "Hey, I grew up being told never talk to strangers on the internet, but I did, and now I'm marrying him. Moral of the story: never listen to your parents."
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, trying to fix my microphone issues.
I was like, yeah, I don't think you should be parents. That mindset.
I feel like Connor would make a fine dad, but I would just be rotten as a mother. Be like, yeah, go play in traffic. Don't bother mommy. Takes another swig.
I was
Mommy
like,
drinks because you cry.
my sister said the other day that she needs a good 10 hours sleep night because she got a full 8 hours of sleep yesterday and it was not enough. And I was like, what the hell is that even? I can't remember the last time I had 8 hours of sleep. And she was like, well, that's because moms are built different. I was like, no, 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 no. No,
No.
I am not built different. I don't just like not need sleep. It's called adaptation.
That's
When
right.
your kids don't let you sleep for more than 2 hours at a time for the first like year of their life,
Yeah, you
all of
do
a
what you
sudden
gotta do.
2 hours is a lot of sleep.
Sounds like a nightmare.
I mean,
It is.
that
It is
describes
a nightmare.
children in general, right?
It's a
Nightmare.
nightmare.
Yeah, and I heard you had a week, so
Yeah.
congrats
Yeah.
on your
And
kids in
my kid.
general.
Rubigon says that this model is cool. Those look like ballet shoes.
Oh, good, because that was the inspiration. I wanted them to feel like adventure-y and elven, but also delicate and graceful, like ballet shoes. So hopefully that comes across.
Valfira says, whisper, 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 which I assume was my mic not kicking in well.
Oh,
Valandar says,
No,
the
it was
same
kids
thing.
whispering.
Oh, that makes sense. Valandar says, the same thing is why the Myers-Briggs test is so inaccurate. Too many people answer the way they want to be. Plus, people's answers often change from day to day, culminating in entirely different personality engrams from day to day. Yeah.
that's totally fair. I didn't think about that, but that's a really good comparison.
Camel Rage says, hello there, Moonlighters.
Hey, Camo.
Hello.
Oi. Yeah, I think the Myers-Briggs stuff is interesting. I've always felt that that was best assessed by people that know you. And all too often, the major problem with that one is people mistake social insecurity for being drained by social situations. So they still recharge and still need social interaction, but are terrified of it, so it feels exhausting. So you wind up with a lot of extroverts that get classified as introverts, but they're not really introverts. So what can you do?
I got 50-50 right on the line between introversion and extroversion, but I will tell you, all of my extrovert friends, week 3 into the pandemic, were just losing their freaking minds. And
Right.
it finally took me until October to go, I might be a little uncomfortable, but I think I'm good.
That was me. I was just like, I mean, I work from home anyway, so life didn't change drastically for me, other than like less trips to the grocery store. But my sister was like literally clawing at the walls. Like she would just sit there and scratch the walls. And I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, I'm going crazy. I gotta do something. I gotta get out of here. I'm like, you are insane.
So, yeah. I think Zenith is the most challenging one of these because of all of the different little lines in here on the clouds, and trying to figure out lighting on the cloud.
Oh, whatever you said, Christy, was too quiet to hear.
I was just thinking about what she said. Yeah, I think it makes sense that it would be
You
more
might end up
challenging
getting
than the
this one
others.
for free, is what I'm saying.
She's like, I am not proud of this.
Well, I think there's aspects of it that I really like. I'm really struggling with the back though.
Okay. Is it a harder model to paint then?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot of swoopage, and I'm trying to figure out where I want to put emphasis.
You also have a lot of blue. Very dark color scheme.
It'll look a little lighter under the light box.
Okay. So you're planning
and
ahead.
I'm
like, I
building
know
it
what the
up to
picture's going
white.
to look like. Yeah.
Yeah, the twitch definitely comes out a little darker.
It does. That's true.
But I'm trying to put the most white on her so she pops out a little more.
Valendar said
From
hello
the
to
cloud.
Eric. Rubigon says she's like one of those Blade Singer dancey magic fighter thingies, right?
Yeah!
Success! Yatta! Rubigon says I'm 100% an introvert who has adapted to being around people, and that he kind of loved the pandemic. Yeah. Christy's sister, who swears that she's an introvert, could not handle being in the house for an entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though we do not have a quiet house. We have 2 kids and with her 4 adults. So it's not like we have no one to talk to or that it gets lonely.
Right.
The house is always busy. So I don't even know what her problem is.
Rubigon says, I agree. I would not want to paint that model, to be honest. Because I'm lazy, though. It's a beautiful
sculpt. Okay.
I was like, ouch!
The sculptor is right here.
Like, all right.
He
I'm
knows
sorry.
she doesn't care. He could tell her it was a terrible model, and she'd be like, okay, wait, why though?
Yeah, that's true.
She might feign offense because, she could, and she would be amused by that. This is why I think she's a Slytherin. Like, she wouldn't be offended at all, but she would act that way just to watch the person squirm.
I do enjoy making people uncomfortable sometimes. I find that funny.
And this is why your effects don't work on me. I'm always uncomfortable.
Valendar says his white cat turned 18 on Monday and celebrated on Tuesday by getting the zombies for an hour and chased the other 2 cats around the zoomies.
You mean
for about
zoomies?
an hour. Yeah.
I was like, what? Is this like a place you take your cat? It's very confused.
Rubigon says he loves this sculpt, by the way. CVP has been on fire lately, quality and quantity.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually after last month, I'm freaking caught up, guys. I'm not behind more than a few models.
Got a bunch to do for Reaper.
Yeah, I have some stuff to do for Reaper, but I've caught up on all the extra commission work and our release. So that feels good. Feels good to not be totally behind the gun.
Well, getting ready for the move, we had to prioritize clients that pay rapidly.
Yes. Yeah, that's useful.
Clients like Reaper will pay you. Might be next year.
Right. Which I'm happy to do, but I do need current paychecks. I think this is one of the models that makes me regret not being able to just do it in symmetry and pose it later, because the costume design is so concentric and precise and like
It wouldn't look good.
even, in terms of like shapes. The shapes are supposed to be very even.
It wouldn't work though. Rubicon says he finally scheduled a supermoon session, by the way, next
Oh,
Saturday.
yay. Awesome.
So that's going to be like a 9-hour session at this point, right?
Yeah. I was going to say, I owe you quite a bit at this point.
Camel Rage says, I'm quite annoyed that my phone did not alert me to this stream. Stupid Twitch.
Stupid Twitch.
Yeah, stupid Twitch.
Don't worry, we're still here for like another 30 minutes.
Yeah, we got a little time left.
They've got more important things to do later.
That sounded more interesting than it is.
That's true. Yeah.
We're just raiding. I had totally forgotten because we haven't been raiding on Fridays the last few weeks, and so I'd forgotten that we had one coming up tonight.
Heather says, I must admit I was painting and just listening. That the model is difficult to paint made me look. LOL. Now I'm going to need to paint her.
Heather's
Sure,
like,
show
I'll
me up,
take
Heather."
that challenge.
Here, let me pull up the live scene for Cara's paint job here.
Oh yeah, let's look. Ooh.
And make sure it's in focus.
I like the pop on that knee where it's like at the upper highlight there.
I can see what you're saying, though. There's a lot of flowy, curvy parts to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the blending that's kicking my butt. It's not going to be as nicely blended as like Thalia.
That's okay.
But she will have paint on her, and then you can steal Heather's for
I mean, if Heather paints it, it's got to go in the display case, right? Camel says, woo, 30 minutes of moonlight. And Hack says, wait, I literally just did that with my Blade Singer, Kyle. Is this your way of saying my Blade Singer looks like poop?
What?
I mean, he's talking about symmetry. Yeah, symmetry looks like poop. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
What?
It doesn't look good.
Valandard.
I haven't seen your Blade Singer. So, to be fair, you might be one of those people that tweaks it enough that it isn't a problem. But by default, people tend to leave symmetry way too symmetrical. And so it takes any remnant of contrapposto out of the model. It takes any balance, any flow, any realness from it. It feels like I'm playing EverQuest. Valandar says,
Valandar just redeemed frickin' handstand.
That's right.
And
he
I'm
said 30
not
minutes
doing
left.
it.
You know what that means, right? Handstands.
We haven't done handstand in a while. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I think I'm gonna have to like tuck my shirt in or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should tuck that shirt in. But now I gotta go look at Hack/Mini's Blade Singer. Yes, we can see the door. Well, that was a good one. You didn't even have to use the door. He wanted to know if they could play, and she was telling him that they're still doing chores. Kemmel says, I gotta try some of this counter pasta sometimes. Is it like gnocchi or something?
Like gnocchi.
Yeah. Valandar says, counter pasta is like antipesto. It's antimatter pasta. Rubigon says, gotta run, guys. It's past my bedtime. Have a great weekend.
Good night,
No,
Rubigon. Thank you for coming. I'll see you Saturday.
Oh, okay. So here's Hack's Blade Singer. I don't see a
Oh,
lot of symmetry to that.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's cool.
Love that base. That's a cool ass base.
That is a fucking boss base. Yeah.
Damn it, Valandar. He redeemed hand or jump squats.
Oh,
What happened? Oh, yep.
Kyle's too enamored with the Clute sculpts.
I was tabbed out to look at Clute Sculpt. Yeah. Valandar has redeemed Chen jump squats.
Okay. Do we like these?
Yeah.
These side straps here?
Yes, I do.
Or is that going to be too small to...
No, I think it'll look great. I mean, we could be totally wrong, but let's print it and see.
Okay, I'll do the side ones there and then... Because my thing is you're not going to be able to get to this patch of skin.
You could just make it a bigger strap. I think it'll just get black, which will be fine. I don't know. We'll print it and see what it does. Because I still think this is one that if we blow up to 75 millimeters, it's going to be really cool.
Okay. What was it? Jump squats?
Jump squats.
Yep.
All right.
Camel Rage says, everybody loves strappy bits. That's true. Valandar says, for patches of skin like that, I just drop a wash in there. It would be shadowed anyway. Clute says, whew, because I was about to go huddle in a corner and cry. Like you care what my opinion is. Camel Rage says, ooh, 75 millimeters of that pose would be quite epic. Right? We've got a lot of minis that I really like. Like I like everything we've been making. I'm really proud of them. But every now and then you get one that I'm like, I'm bringing 10 of these to ReaperCon that are oversized, or 5 of them or so. And this is going to be one of those, I think. I don't think a 75 millimeter will fit in our packaging, but maybe. Maybe
Yeah, the pose
diagonally.
is like really
Yeah.
spread out for that.
Maybe diagonally across the mold. I don't know. She might have to go in a 4x4 box instead. Chrissy's like, I can't handle it. I got to put more room in there.
Well, I just realized it would make sense if there was like a slit
Sure.
in this
Oh, I see.
to accommodate the...
We've tried that before, and it did not look right, but we'll see if this does, because it was slightly different.
Did you turn the oven off?
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Okay, no, I didn't.
It's still set to 380 and it's baking in here.
Okay, I will turn off the oven. Clute says, slits and straps. What every
Slits
teenage
and
boy
straps.
wants.
Slits and straps and slits and straps.
Slipped straps. Straps.
Honestly, I felt like I had to make a big decision about the size of elf ears.
Oh yeah, are you going? You went for like more World of Warcraft.
I tried to go kind of in between where it was like way bigger than a normal ear, but like not quite as crazy as a Warcraft one. Well, yeah. Oh, I guess I could pull up the mood board and kind of talk about who the other characters are going to be.
Do it.
And there we go. I'm back. Camel Rage says, oh, Clute says, my new BDSM OnlyFans page, Slits and Straps. Camel says, oh my, that's not quite an overt title. Clute replied, I prefer the long elf ears too. Yeah, me too. Gotta say they're an elf from a distance.
Yeah, that was one thing that Ron told me early on because he was like, if you don't make elf ears like ridiculous, then they won't show up on the table. Like you have to make them half the size of the arm. And I was like, no way. And then I went to go look at all the Reaper figures and I was like, well, sure enough, they are pretty friggin' big.
Imagine that Ron knew what he was talking about. Who knew?
Yes. So yeah, so this is our my mood board for our set release next month. This top left one is obviously the one that we're working on now, with the Blade Singer, Muriel. And underneath her is the Barbarian, which is her twin sister. And I want to do like some elaborate jewelry type pieces, some like elven jewelry to as a different take on a barbarian, because I feel like elves are more graceful than just like the rough and tumble barbarian type like we did for last month, like for Valoria.
Right.
She's not like the tiger skin wearing Pebbles and Bam Bam style barbarian. She's a elf. So I wanted to kind of bring some more grace and prettiness to it. So I designed these like really cool arm weapons that she can like punch or like slice with. Yeah, so that's kind of the inspiration there. The top right is our druid character. It's going to be like an archer. And she's going to have a cat, an oversized cat familiar. Kind of, it's going to be sort of like a made up creature. I don't know if D&D has an appropriate stat block for it, but I want to do like a oriental cat, but the size of like a panther. So the oriental cats have like a much more triangular face and have like the really long, lean limbs. And I want to translate that, but at the scale of like a panther.
Just reminds me of that panther that we saw that you swore was a bulldog.
What are you talking about?
Remember that lady in the dress that
not
you...
knockoff?
Oh, right. It looked like a bulldog.
Poor guy. Poor sculptor, whoever that was.
I remember who they were, and I'm not naming them.
There you go.
Just in case.
Camel says, okay, so here's my question. How does one paint the swoosh on this model?
Paint the swoosh?
The elf?
I think he means the elf, yeah.
Because I'm like, there's a lot of swooshes on this model, I swear.
Paint the white swoosh down here. That's going to be like a sheer fabric. So you just paint it whatever you want to paint fabric. It could be like, you can make that a very poppy color. So like the rest of her, almost like a distraction, right? Like a bull, like teasing a bull. If you had like a really colorful sash that kind of acts as a distraction for the blade that comes with the other hand.
Christy, why do you keep doing white?
I like it, okay?
She likes making you squirm. Hadn't we covered this already?
I just really liked the super subdued palette, but with the like really dramatic pose. I thought that was an interesting juxtaposition.
Yeah. Camel says, "Oh, so one's acrobatic and one's acro smash it. That's fun."
Yeah.
Valendar says, "I remember a wolf sculpt someone made on Thingiverse, uh, where every comment was, 'That's an awesome corgi,' and it really, really did look like a corgi."
Oh, poor guy.
Camel says, "Oh, I see. I didn't realize it was a physical element. He thought it was like a spell effect or a wind
Oh,
motion
okay.
line."
Yeah. I could understand the confusion. It's not done yet. It's a work in progress. Hopefully it'll look like fabric when I'm done.
One would hope.
I was initially kind of concerned with this costume design that it would look a little too um what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm not sure. Give me a general
Uh
direction and maybe I can help you
a
refine it.
little too inappropriate that she was in this sort of like leotard.
Oh, you didn't want a crotch shot mini. You were
Right.
very concerned about it being a crotch shot mini. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Because of the pose, and I was like, but I wanted to do this leotard thing, and like that's just gonna be kind of out there.
Uh,
But but I think in practice it's not, it just reads like ballerina. It doesn't look sexual like that.
yeah, I think you were fine. It really has to read as ballerina to avoid that. But Camel Rage says, and yes, sorry for the confusion. Cara is in fact painting a literal swoosh elemental.
Right.
I should have clarified.
Swoosh elemental. It's the new official term.
It could have been her name. Swoosh.
Swoosh.
I think she needs. Um, we're running into that issue where, with the leg bent back the way that it is, her thigh is substantially thicker than her butt muscle, which wouldn't be the case with her leg bent that way. Her right buttocks would be more pronounced, bent backwards like that. Clute says it's totally going to get printed at a 1-to-1 scale rubber FDM print.
Oh god.
Real Doll is going to get a subscription to your merchant tier.
This is why we can't have nice things, Clute. This is the reason.
Balindar says apparently there's an achievement in the new Star Wars game called Roadhouse where you have to drop kick people while wearing a mullet hairdo.
That's pretty epic. It's a pretty fun movie.
I don't remember it at all.
Kurt Russell was a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
It was not overly cerebral, but it was entertaining.
I would not expect a movie like named Roadhouse to be overly cerebral. So. Camel says, include some fine print that looks like stitching on the crotch. At normal scale, it turns into ew, pervert, when you scale the mini up too far.
Put it on the table, baby. I don't have space over here. Thank you.
Valendar says, no, you're thinking of Grindhouse, EVP.
Oh, that's right. That's Grindhouse. Roadhouse. But wait, which one had Kurt Russell in it? Did they both have Kurt Russell?
Clute says, sorry, sculpting Mona the Beholder.
No, no.
Doesn't
Get out of
put me in a
here.
mood.
Get out of here with that crap, Clute. Done with you.
Mona the Beholder.
Done with you. Absolutely not. He's been posting that on the Sculpt group.
Oh, people would buy it. They would absolutely buy it. Balandar says Roadhouse was Patrick Swayze as a bouncer.
Patrick Swayze. That's who I was thinking of.
Just it looks way too good for a trash mini. Valandar says, and his famous quote, pain don't hurt. Heather says, Sam Elliott stole the spotlight. I would expect that. He kind of does no matter where he goes, right? Like, that's probably why he can't get work. Everybody's like, you could cast Sam Elliott for that, but then it wouldn't be your movie anymore. Then it's a Sam Elliott flick. Like Tombstone, Sam Elliott flick.
That's fair.
Got Val Kilmer, still a Sam Elliott flick. That's not the side that I was saying. Oh, yeah, okay, maybe.
I already fixed the other side.
Oh, okay. Heather says, oh, yeah. We're going to have to get a picture of you actually in this pose because that's not right. Something's off. So
Nice try.
before you know, for real. Like, you don't have to show anybody, but we're going to get a picture of that later for you to actually sculpt because that's incorrect. Something's off.
You see the kind of ploys he does?
I don't have to do a ploy. You can just tell you do this pose and you'd be like, okay. don't even try it.
Okay.
Camel says, I love how this sculpt has gone full British elf and is deftly wielding a cricket bat instead of a sword. The bat is dramatically more threatening. Valandar says, what if you had Tim Curry, Sam Elliott, and Gary Oldman all in one movie?
Oh man.
That'd be a great movie.
That'd be a I don't know, at that point would it be a terrible movie because you'd just be like, they can't pick a lead actor here.
Oh, I think you wouldn't even have to have a script. You just put the three of them in a room and say, hey, we're just going to deadpan film you talking for 2 hours and put it in theater.
Chew scenery.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what they do with Sir Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. Like, they just put them in a room alone for like a couple hours and film it.
Isn't it Sir Ian McKellen now, too?
Oh, is it?
I think
Did
so.
he get knighted?
I don't know for sure, but I think so. Heather says it goes Oldman, Elliott, Curry. She's got the ranking nailed. It's like boom, boom, boom. Oldman, Elliott, Curry. Boom. There you go. It's like a rapid fire game of marry one, screw one, kill one, right?
Right.
Valandar says both are, in fact, knighted.
Well, hello, Mr. Sir Ian McKellen.
Right. Boy, this has come a long way in the hour that we've been streaming. It only took 2 days of concepting it before we finally found a pose we agreed on.
Well, sometimes it be like that, okay?
Sometimes it be like that.
But it's worth it, isn't it?
It is, especially once we fix her butt. Heather says, of course, you didn't include Alan Rickman. He'd win. He'd
Oh.
win.
Wait, but what about
Steve Buscemi.
No, I was gonna say the guy from Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
yeah,
Jeff
Jeff
Goldblum.
Goldblum. Yeah, you got to get him in there.
Battle of the Actors. Hey, now that the writer's strike is going on, that's how you get content. You just toss them in a room and go nuts.
What you do is you toss them in a room and you give them a prize. You give 20% of the take of the show to whoever wins rap battle between the four of them.
Epic rap battles of actors. Bah, 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 bah.
Right?
There was a concept for like a mid 2000s game show or a reality TV show on Tumblr where you have, I think it was, you try to find the one guy who's, I think everyone is actually straight, but they think everyone else is gay. So you have to find and vote the gay one off, and it turns out they're all straight.
Oh, that's funny. That's a hilarious game. Valandar says sneaks Brian Blessed into the list, just behind Oldman and ahead of Elliot. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Camel Rage says Nick Cage not factoring in here at all? No.
No.
No one
Oh
likes
my
Nicolas
gosh.
Cage.
Vote that guy off the island right now.
Have you guys seen Renfield though? He chews the scenery. It is great.
The only thing I have to say about Nicolas Cage is he is a walking, talking dead ringer for AI speech programs.
But he knows what he's about.
Does he? I think he's just there all the time and doesn't really have any feelings or emotions and just talks and it's just really stoned.
I don't know. He was
all
great
the
in Raising
time.
Arizona.
But did he talk like he
And-
was just really stoned all the time?
And he was also great in Renfield as Dracula.
I can't.
Dracula?
Nope, I don't believe you. You're lying. You just want to make me watch it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think she's a Slytherin. She's trying to.
I think that's right. I think she's pulling a Christie here. She's trying to torture us.
So it's not the best movie. I'm gonna say that, but there was a lot of comedic gore. It was a movie that encouraged males to talk about their feelings, which was nice. And a lot of beat 'em up fight scenes, but like Nick Cage's Dracula was just the weirdest, surreal thing, and it was hilarious.
Palandar says,
Sus.
hey now, I have the utmost respect for Steve Buscemi. Dude worked for like 10 days as a volunteer fighter in the days after 9/11 and refused to admit it until photos turned up. That's pretty cool.
Oh, no, I wasn't making fun of Steve Buscemi. I just think he also, if you put him in a room full of actors that take the focus, he's also going to take some focus.
For sure.
Yeah.
You can't help it. It's like a train wreck. Heather says, then you get the Expendables. Like when you put these people all in a room, you get the Expendables.
You get.
That's fair.
Do you want the Expendables? Because this is how you get the Expendables. Yeah. We need to find a raid because it is already 7:40.
Oh, it sure enough is. Okay, let's see what we got.
We got to go.
Appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Cara, for coming last minute.
Thank you for having me.
We've got really not a lot of people to rate. Demiplane RPG, Dr. Rhino, or 20 Sides to Every Story are the ones that pop up for us. Valandar has suggested Dr. Rhino, so that's what we'll do. Dr. Rhino it is. Again, please.
Let's see Cara's paint job.
Oh, we'll better do it quick because I just pressed the button. So here is Cara's paint job coming up. Looking fantastic.
Ooh.
And
We'll take pictures and put it on the
Discord. Check the
Discord.
Discord for pictures. And then Christy, what she's got, if we can catch it really fast before the stream raid goes off. Work in progress. Blade dancer, blade singer, elf. Hey, all right. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Hi, guys.
And we're out. Maybe.